Alright, today we're going to learn how to do steak on a grill. Alright, the question of the day is, what is the big steak challenge? Alright, let's get to the colors.
Quin red, pearly red, cad yellow, primer yellow, phthalo blue, quin blue, phthalo green, Mars black, titanium white.
Alright, today we're going to do a painting of steak on a grill. Alright, for this layer we kind of did a rudimentary kind of fire level. Not perfect, maybe I'll sharpen that up a little bit, make it a little smoother. It's not quite blending together, but it doesn't have to blend perfectly, but it has to look like flames that I'm going to cover later with the grill. I do have kind of that back dark grill look, which I have, and then I've added a little bit of smoke, which isn't in the photo, but I think it just makes it more realistic. If you have kind of smoke coming off the steak, it's cooking. I mean, it's kind of dumb not to have smoke. I'll add the bars and I'll add the smoke again, so the kind of interplay between the bars. So we'll have to add the bars, and those bars will be, you know, kind of that nice, almost black with the red in it, so you know it's warm with red on it to kind of get that warm fire underneath, and then of course a little bit of white highlight so you get the roundness in there. So we'll do those charcoal gray bars in the next layer. Try to sharpen up the steak. It is a kind of a difficult subject to paint. It has these weird colors between almost green but not green, tan, reds, very light whites for the sizzle. So, but you don't want it to look like just white, so it's kind of like it's an odd color to kind of paint. So we'll see how that goes in the next layer. So the Big Steak Challenge is a steak contest that's held at the Big Steak House in Texas. So So it's kind of one of these roadside diners, and what happened was the diner opened in 1960. A couple of cowboys strolled in, and they decided to have a monster who could eat the most steaks. And so one cowboy ate like 4 1-pound steaks, which are just outrageous size, which is about $41 worth of food at the time, if you bring it up to today's cost. And so the owner thought, oh, I'm gonna do this every day. So he came with a 72-ounce steak dinner, which has, you eat the whole 72-ounce steak, a baked potato, a piece of bread, a shrimp cocktail, and a salad, I think, all within 1 hour. So if you think about it, a 10-ounce steak is kind of your normal large steak you have with the potato. You're gonna be stuffed, right? So this is literally 7 times the amount of food to try to finish in 1 hour, which is outrageous. Now the records are really outrageous. I think currently a woman holds it, and it's like 4 minutes, 90 seconds or something, which just seems preposterous to me. How do you eat that much steak in 4 minutes straight? The fastest animal to eat it is a Siberian tiger, obviously, 90 seconds. So this is the big steak challenge, and very typical of American restaurants that kind of come up with these giant food challenges to bring in patrons. And if you eat this steak within an hour, you get it free. So it's $72 dinner for the price of 0 if you can do it. And that's the question of the day. All right, we just finished the painting. Let's take a closer look. So we got this nice contrast with the blue over the grills, and then of course the orange in the bottom half. So what I did here is I kind of limited the grills. In the photo, it goes all the way across, of course, which makes sense. But you want that kind of nice contrast. So I added kind of the sky blue, like the sky, with the orange. I kind of left the grill over here so you can kind of see the grill. So it has a nice orange to blue contrast, as well as, you know, the steak kind of sizzling and popping. I'm not sure if it reads exactly like a steak. I think the colors per se are correct. I think it's more you need to kind of fiddle around with it a little bit to make it feel steaky, so to say, with the texture and that. I think I spent enough time on it, so I'm not crazy about doing more detail on the steak, to be honest. It's more of a challenge than I want. You know, some food items are just, they're very settled in the texture, and it just becomes really a challenge to kind of nail those colors. If you have a lot of premix, it's fine, but if you're kind of guessing off the top of your head, you're like, oh, this is blue with red and yellow and blah, 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 blah. And you're kind of getting those colors, and you get some colors and you add them down, and you're like, oh, that looks right. And then you add some more, and you're like, well, that looks right here, but it looks worse here. So it's kind of like constantly going back and forth. It looks better here, looks worse here. Does it actually look like 2 levels of the steak? I don't know if it reads that way per se. I think it reads like a steak from afar. So overall, I think that's pretty good. I like the blue that I added at the end. You know, I was originally just kind of all the grills all the way up, but you really need that kind of contrast to the blue and the orange, I think, to really make the painting pop. So I did that. I was just thinking of, hey, maybe I'll just make it on a platter, but I just wanted to stick to the grill. I think it looks cool with the grill, with the heated iron underneath, so to say. So hopefully you guys like it. Give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see the full version, check my Patreon account. And if you'd like to subscribe, you can subscribe below. And I'll see you in the next painting video. Thanks for watching, guys.